Welcome to another interview here at Evertiq Expo in Gothenburg, where we just stepped off the stage having listened to Dieter Weiss from Informa. We're joined also by his colleague Mareike Haass. And you shared some not so happy news. Over the course of a couple of years, the entire industry has been fooled with a shortage situation, which you pointed out wasn't necessarily a shortage situation. What was it that really happened?
Well, it was a shortage only to a very limited amount of semiconductor, which was microcontrollers, which were used in the majority for the automotive industry. But other than that, there was nothing short. It was an artificial blow-up similar to the toilet paper crisis in 2020, that all of a sudden a rumor spread that semiconductors in general were short. And semiconductors is not a single product. It is a multiple of different products manufactured by different manufacturers, and there was no general shortage. But the rumor spread similar to the toilet paper crisis in 2020, and people started buying sunflower oil, flour, pasta, all these different kind of things. And they did that as well in the electronics industry by buying the full bill of material, because they were afraid that there might be one part missing to finish the PCBA. And in addition, they knew, or they heard there was an allocation, and they thought, well, if there's only 100 parts available, and I normally need 10 parts, if I just now increase my order to 20, I might get more. But everybody thought that way. So it was an artificial inflation of demand. There was no real inflation. The market never jumps.
So everyone acted as if there was a shortage, but the availability was there. So we started stockpiling, producing ahead of time, and that is why we're seeing the results of 2024 now.
Yes, see, the problem is that the OEMs, they have the stores full, and they started pulling the brakes mid of 2023 already, saying we don't need anything anymore. And they deferred orders to 24 and some even to 25. So when the EMS industry is now asking where have all the orders gone, the answer is very simple. You manufactured the orders already in 23 and in 22.
So with that in mind, what can we expect from the rest of 2024 now?
To be honest, nothing. We have to live with the fact that the full year of 24 will be, in regards to revenue, a disaster. We just heard it this morning that Note as well revised their results for the second half of this year, taking them down the revenues as well as profits, and deferring their general rule from their general goal from 27 to 28. And we will see more of that, but we see that only on the public companies. The small EMS, they suffer some even worse, but they don't necessarily go out in the market and say we are suffering badly. But you can see it as well with the M&A activity. There's a lot of M&A activity happening at the moment. People trying to sell their company because they think that is the only solution for them.
Are we seeing the same kind of similar patterns or movements across the pond in the US as well?
Yes, that's it. There are, in the last years, there were a lot of concentration, a lot of big EMS coming up by making acquisitions and get more production sites to work with. A big concentration on military as well. So there is a really ongoing process. But even there, you could see that the revenues slowed down from our first,
So all we can do is fingers crossed for 2025 then?
No, well, I would not say lean back and hope for a better 25. No, the EMS industry has to be very active now at the moment. They need to talk with their customers, because there are three different possibilities. The customers could take down their inventory first to zero before they start ordering new. This would be the worst situation for the EMS industry. Normally, the logistic department of the EMS have a certain normal level. And the logistic departments should be persuaded to maintain this normal level by starting to order in October. That's not going to be a revenue this year anymore, but we need this to make sure that the first quarter is going to be a quarter which comes back to normal level. And we have to take into account as well that you don't just wait until your inventory levels are to a normal level. You need to take into account as well that the EMS manufacturer needs to manufacture and has a certain lead time for the product, and you have to add that. So it is the highest time for the EMS industry to persuade their customers to order the new orders delivered in the first quarter of 25 now.
Then we hope that everyone realizes this, and thank you very much for taking the time.
You're welcome.